Hi you guys, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. This is Melanie and this is my second installment in my Document December series for 2021. If you had seen my last video, I talked about the supplies that I'm going to be using to make this album, and this is my main inspiration and what I will be primarily using today. Now what we're going to focus on today is building the album itself, and I'm going to show you my mock-up, I guess if you want to say. I took it all the way though to completion so that I had a finished project. So let me show you what I am going to try and replicate. Now this one is about a 5x7 and I'm going to modify the December one to a 6x6. I'm also going to do a 2-inch spine. This is only 1 inch, so we're going to make it even wider, and the inside we will modify as well, but the basic idea or premise behind this is a flip book. So if you open up the pages, it continues to flip out like so. I can't even get it all in the camera. There will be a combination of panels that flip up or out like these ones, or I will have some sort of insert. And I'm not saying these are all going to be exactly how I am modeling my December project off of, but this is kind of the basic bare bones flip component is what I'm going for. In addition to kind of using some of these techniques, I will also be using this die. I think it's called the Stitch Slots Pocket Set. It's from Maddie's Crafting Joy. I found this on Amazon. The Flipbook album, as well as this, I heard about from Polly's Paper Studio, I think. I'll leave a name up here in case you want to check out her YouTube channel. None of this is my ideas, it's purely all of hers. So let me grab some cardstock and let's get putting this album together. To make the base, you are going to need 3 12x12 pieces of cardstock. This is Stampin' Up! Whisper White. It is not like 100-pound or anything like that. If you want a sturdier album, of course, you could use thicker cardstock. I'm okay with using the lighter weight just because I know by the time I add all the different layers and stuff on top of it, it is going to be pretty sturdy. It's what I did for this album, and you can see like this page is not bending or anything like that. It's a good sturdy album is what I'm trying to say. The first thing we're going to do is take one of the sheets, score it at 6 inches, and then cut it in half. So you should end up with 2 6x12 sheets scored in half. If you want to go ahead and fold that and use your bone folder, you can go ahead and do so. You will have 2 of these. The next thing we're going to do is take the remaining 2 pieces and cut these at 6 inches. Okay, now that we have our 2 12x12 pieces cut in half, it's time to score. So for the first one, we are going to score at 6 inches. And then we're going to go over 2 to 8 and we're going to score. So that is going to be the spine of our book. So 6 and 8. Second sheet, we are going to score at 6 and we're going to go a 1/2 inch back. So instead of scoring at 8, we're going to score at 7.5. So again, 6 and 7.5. For the third one, we're going to score at 6, and again we're going to go a 1/2 inch back, so this time it'll be at 7. So instead of 7.5, we're scoring at 7 and 6. And then the last one, by now I'm sure you have figured out the pattern, we're going to score at 6 and 6.5. And the reason why I have done it this way is as you fold, you need lesser and lesser of a spine. So for instance, this here is 1 inch and this here is 3/4. And when you open it up, this is then a 1/2 and that is a 1/4. And that way when it all folds up, it folds into each other and you get nice even spacing. Now what I found because I did this with a 1/4 inch increments, is that by the time this is all filled in, I don't even have any photos in here yet, and it's already pretty full, and so it doesn't give me much room to add a lot. So for Christmas, because y'all know I like to go overboard, I figured a 1/2 inch will give me even more space, that if I want to insert additional photos and stuff or embellishments, I have the ability to do so. So now what you want to do is fold and crease those lines really well. Okay, now that we have everything nice and scored, what you're going to do is take them in from smallest to largest. So this is the 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2, and 2 inch. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to add adhesive on the back side of the 6 inch, 6 inch, and 6 inch. And this one you want to flip it so the 6 inches on this side. So this is the 2 inch spine. This is a short piece. So short piece, 2 inch, 6 inch. And basically, now that you have these stacked, this is going to lay on top of this 6 inch. So we're going to glue that down. Then this is going to glue on top of this partial piece, because this is not a full 6 inches. Okay. And we're going to glue this on top of this one, and we're left with the not quite 6 inches on this side. See, it's just slightly smaller. Yes, we will have on the back side, when you look at these, there will be a little bit of a gap showing. So like if we were to flip this over and glue this, but you won't see this at the end. By the time we add all the layers and everything on it, you're not going to see how that plays out. But it's really important that you have this in descending order. So 2 inches, 1 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1/2. Okay, so let me get gluing. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. Okay, so short side, full 6 inches, full 6 inches. And I am just going to fold this up so I know where to butt this up into and align it along the bottom edge of the card. Just like so. Okay? So that's our first flip. Take our 2 sheets, we're pulling from the bottom. So this is the 1 inch piece, which we're going to now affix to this panel here. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold this edge up, right? So fold this up so we can butt this in, and then just align with the bottom of the cardstock. Now you are going to have some tape that's still showing on the back side here. If you want to apply some tape back over it, you can do that just so it doesn't stick. Okay, last panel. Again, this is the 6 inch side. We're going to adhere to this panel there. Fold this up and tuck that in. Line it up at the bottom and adhere. And again, we are going to have some adhesive on the back side. I guess I should have told you to just not pull that edge up. That probably would have been the smart thing to do, huh? Okay, so we have the basics of our flip out now, right? But obviously we've got some issues, so we have to fix those. And that's where these panels come in. So what I did, this is folded, right? This is the 12 by 12 scored at 6, folded in half. I've got adhesive on either end. What we're going to do is pull up the backing off the adhesive. Now in this case, we do not want to butt this up, right? that would be a problem. So what we're going to do instead is this fold needs to be along the edge of this one. So we're just going to, well, you can do one of two things. You could fold it over like that and align it. Just be very careful that you don't adhere down here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to just like that. And then unfold this back, okay? And then we're going to take this side and we're going to fold it over like so, and that'll give us a nice 6 inch panel and cover up this seam here. So let's do that next. Now the question is if you want to do the same on the other side. That's why I gave you this panel. I'm going to do it just to give it a little bit of stability on this end and to give it a nicer fold on the edge. And we're just going to do basically the exact same thing, only this time I think to make it a little bit easier for myself, I'm going to flip it over and do this way. So I'm going to do this side first and then we'll do the back side. That way I can use the fold to help me with the aligning. Probably could have done that with the first one too. Live and learn, right? Learn from my mistakes. Okay, so we're just going to take this, find that fold, just like so, flip it over, and fold that over onto that just like so. Okay, so now we have our basic flip book.